Will we see Animal Crossing during the Nintendo Switch 2 presentation? April 2nd is right around the corner, and for those that don't know, we are getting a huge Switch 2 Direct presentation that day. We don't know much about the console except what it looks like and the fact that we're getting a brand new Mario Kart game. Otherwise, we're pretty in the dark about the software, the games, what this thing can really do. And while I'm definitely curious about a lot of the aspects of the new console, what I'm most interested in is when will there be a new Animal Crossing game? Not if, when. New Horizons sold almost 50 million copies. Yeah, 5-0. And while a new game probably won't touch those sales numbers, thanks COVID, it's still one of Nintendo's top-selling IPs. We will absolutely see a new Animal Crossing. But when? I'm Delulu, but I'm hoping for some sprinkle of information during the Switch 2 presentation. I'm really expecting nothing, but I could totally see a Nook cameo popping up randomly. Maybe he's still sitting behind his desk working all night. Yeah, what a vibe. That's if we get any software information during the Direct. It's entirely possible, but probably not likely, that Nintendo will only concentrate on the hardware and the new features of the console. But to do that, they'll probably have to show off some software to better explain it. You can't just tell me a Joy-Con is going to be a mouse without proving to me why that's useful. Maybe they'll follow something similar to what they did with the Switch 1. We did get a few presentations for the original Switch before it released, and all included some of the games that would be releasing during the first year. Since we kind of already got our hardware overview, I'm hoping that the April 2nd presentation follows the similar formula to the Switch 1 investor meeting. Mostly because I would love an hour-long video telling me everything and anything about the Switch 2. But also, I feel like we're in need of an hour-long video to actually tell us everything about this console. Minus the stuff that's just the same from the Switch 1, like Joy-Cons being a thing, we have no idea how it works, what it does, what's new, what's different. We just accepted the short video that verified all the leaks we had, and ever since then, we've been patiently waiting for any information. Throughout all the pre-launch trailers and videos for the Switch 1, we did get a couple shots of different games, like Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey, all of which released within the first year of the console's life. So that means there's a chance we'll see some hint of software, right? We've already seen evidence of Mario Kart 9, which means we're due for a snippet of some other games that will hopefully also release in 2025. They gotta give us something. No one's going to buy a console that doesn't have any games. Nintendo's gonna need to drop some heavy hitters, and since we already know Mario Kart is dropping, well, that just means the next one on the pecking order is Animal Crossing. Kind of foolproof reason to give us Animal Crossing in my head. As much as I want one, I don't think we're gonna get that hour-long video similar to the Switch 1. I think that was Nintendo trying really hard to impress people with money, since they were trying to claw their way out of the hole that the Wii U forcefully shoved them into. They needed to be extra, and boy oh boy were they extra. The upcoming presentation will most likely just be a normal Direct format, concentrating on important new features. That investor meeting from the Switch 1 spent a ton of time explaining what Joy-Cons are, what the buttons do, the fact that it has a kickstand, all the things that we just know about now because we've been living with the Switch 1 for 8 years, which leaves a lot of time to talk about software, right? Is it even a possibility for Animal Crossing to be announced during a console presentation? In the past, we've never seen evidence of an Animal Crossing during a console reveal. The games tend to release later in the console's life. But now that New Horizons is somehow already 5 years old, we are due for a new game any day now. In the past, Animal Crossings were announced during E3, but since that convention just doesn't exist anymore, this isn't an option. The only possibility left, Nintendo Directs. Well, I guess they could just shadow drop it on Twitter, but I don't know, they'd be nuts to do that. Just saying, Nintendo, it's a good business opportunity. No one's buying a console with no games. Nintendo Switch has games, remember? We're due for a new Animal Crossing. Don't hit me with the gap between New Leaf and New Horizons was 7 years long, so we technically have 2 more years. No. That only happened because the Wii U was such a crap show that Nintendo didn't want to bother wasting their resources on a game that they knew had no chance of selling well. Instead, they spent their time on an update for New Leaf and added a ton of new features. Before the Wii U dry spell, the gap between Animal Crossing games was only 3 to 4 years. Guess when the New Leaf update came out? 4 years after the game released. It was very much on schedule. And then New Horizons was about 4 years after that. It all lines up. So, new game soon. Thank you. I have high hopes that we'll see something in the form of game announcements in the presentation. It probably won't be as in-depth as a software-focused Direct. Probably more along the lines of just mentioning it in passing or maybe showing it on screen for a bit, kind of like how we were introduced to the new Mario Kart. Just a piece of the presentation rather than a dedicated segment. The length and depth of information they're going to give us, God, it's really up in the air, huh? But I could speculate until the cows come home. The Switch 2 Direct is so close, I can taste it. We'll just have to wait and see what Nintendo gives us, and I am very jealous of the few of you who will get your hands on this sucker sooner rather than later because you were lucky enough to win the Get Your Hands on a Switch lottery. I hate you. Also, can we collectively hold hands and pray to the Nintendo gods that trying to pre-order one of these things isn't going to be as much of a headache as it was with the first Switch? If I have to wait on hold with PayPal for 3 hours, I am going to lose it. Are you excited for the Switch 2? Think we'll hear about Animal Crossing? Let me know down below. Subscribe or Animal Crossing New Space will live in the dark forever. And I'll see you next time. Bye!